Hello dear learners, welcome to week 2, lecture number 7 of our course, foundational course on child's growth and development. And the lecture number 7 is physical growth from infancy to adolescence. And the concepts we are going to cover are, we will introduce what is physical growth and development, understanding the concept of physical growth, growth during infancy, physical growth during early childhood, physical growth during middle childhood, physical growth during adolescence, and finally we will conclude the lecture and there will be references for your further use. Dear learners, in our previous lecture, we explored the meaning, nature and scope of physical development. Today, we will study how physical growth actually unfolds from the first cry of a newborn to the energetic stride of an adolescent. Think of it this way, every child's body tells a story of change, adaptation and maturity. Our goal today is to understand that story in stages from infancy to adolescence and to see how educators and parents can support children during each phase: infancy, early childhood, puberty and adolescence. Understanding physical growth. Before we trace the stages, let us revisit what physical growth means. Physical development refers to the biological growth and changes in the body that occur from birth through adolescence. It begins rapidly during infancy when babies experience fast growth in height, weight and motor skills such as crawling and walking. During early childhood, children gain better coordination, balance and fine motor skills like drawing or holding small objects. In middle childhood, growth becomes slower and steadier and muscle strength increases as children becomes more active. Finally, adolescence is marked by a sudden growth spurt and puberty where secondary sexual characteristics develop and the body moves toward adult size and capability. Overall, physical development is a continuous and it is dynamic process shaped by genetics, we say genes, nutrition, health and environment. It is continuous, but its rate and pattern vary across life. The most rapid growth occurs in two critical periods. First is infancy, the first 2 years of life, and second is adolescence, the onset of puberty. Let's look closely at each developmental stage. Growth during infancy, that is from birth to 2 years. Dear learners, let us begin with the most fascinating period of human life, that is infancy, which extends from birth to about 2 years of age. It is often described as period of miracles because the rate of growth during these 2 years surpasses any other time in a person's life except for prenatal development. Think for a moment, a tiny fragile newborn who can barely lift its head transforms in just 24 months into a sturdy little explorer who walks, runs, climbs and communicates. You can see the image also. Is not that astonishing? Let's explore this transformation in detail. General characteristics of infant's growth. Now, we are talking about physical development and growth. Growth in infancy is rapid. It is irregular, highly dynamic. According to Harlock, during the first 2 years, the child undergoes the greatest physical changes. establishing the foundation for later growth and development. At birth, the average infant weighs about 2 to 3 to 3.5 kilograms and measures around 50 centimeters in length. By 5 months, the infant's weight doubles. By 12 months, it triples, and by the end of 2 years, it quadruples, according to WHO 2020. Similarly, height increases by about 25 centimeters in the first year and an additional 10 to 12 centimeters in the second year. This means a 2-year-old child stands roughly 75 to 85 centimeter tall. Changes in body proportions. Have you noticed that babies have relatively large heads compared to their bodies? At birth, the head constitutes nearly 1/4 of total body length, while in adults it is about 1/8. This is because growth follows a cephalocaudal pattern, that is from head to toe. The brain and head region grow first and fastest. Then growth extends downward to the trunk and legs. The limbs lengthen rapidly during the second year, giving toddlers a more proportionate body. This shift in proportions marks the transition from a baby-like to a more childlike physique. Brain and nervous system development. The most crucial and complex growth during infancy happens inside the brain. The infant's brain at birth weighs about 350 to 400 grams, nearly 1/4 of adult brain weight. By the end of 2 years, it reaches almost 80 to 90% of its adult weight. Burke 2018. This extraordinary brain growth occurs due to myelination, the coating of nerve fibers with a fatty sheath, which accelerates nerve transmission and enables smoother motor coordination. Millions of new neural connections, we say them synapses, form every second, and especially during sensory and motor experiences like touching, grasping, or looking. Papalia and Martorell 2021 highlight that the brain literally grows through experience, meaning that responsive caregiving and stimulation, that is talking, cuddling, playing with the children, with the kid, with the infant, physically shape the infant's neural pathways. Hence, the quality of early, very important it is, the quality of early experience plays a decisive role in shaping later intelligence and behavior. Skeletal and muscular growth. The skeletal system grows rapidly in the first 2 years. Bones are soft and flexible at birth, composed mostly of cartilage. Gradually, because of the process of ossification, hardening of bones takes place. The number of bones also increases as some fuse, for example, bones in the skull. The muscular system grows stronger to support new motor abilities. At first, muscles function largely in reflex patterns, such as sucking or grasping, but by the end of the second year, voluntary control is established. That is why you see toddlers actively walking, climbing, manipulating the objects, showing increasing muscle strength and coordination. Motor development and the milestones. Physical growth during infancy is closely secured to motor development, the ability to control and coordinate bodily movements. Let's look at the key milestones infants typically achieve during this stage as per WHO's Child Growth and Development benchmarks. These are, we will see age, then the motor milestones and the description. NCERT 2015 describes this stage as the foundation period for physical and motor competence, where play is both natural and necessary for healthy growth. And the table is age 1 to 3 months, and the most important motor milestone is during this particular age 1 to 3 months infant lifts head briefly while lying on the stomach, and we can give example strengthening of the neck muscles occur. 4 to 6 months baby rolls over, reaches for objects, beginning voluntary control. 7 to 9 months sits without support, and he or she start crawling as well. It improves balance and muscle control. 10 to 12 months means 1 year baby, almost 1 year baby, pulls to stand, walks holding furniture, start of upright locomotion. And from 1 year to 1.5 year, 12 to 18 months, walks independently and they begin climbing stairs. Gross motor control develops. 18 to 24 months, runs, throws a ball, uses spoon, coordination of movement and hand use. Now we will see sensory development. During infancy, the 5 senses develop rapidly and coordinate with movement. Vision, it improves sharply. Newborns can see only 20 to 30 centimeter ahead, but by age of 6 months, they can focus clearly and they recognize faces. Hearing is well developed from birth. Infants turn toward familiar voices. Touch and taste, these are critical for comfort and exploration. Through sensory feedback, infants learn about their environment, a process which is very essential for brain development as well as emotional bonding. After infancy, now we will see the physical growth during early childhood, that is 2 to 6 years. After the dramatic and rapid growth of infancy, the years from 2 to 6 bring mediator, securer pace. This is the preschool period, a time when the child's body grows more proportionate, coordination improves and independence blossoms. You might notice that toddlers who once fallen now run confidently. They feed themselves independently and begin to draw or dress on their own. Early childhood, therefore, is a bridge between infancy and structured life of school. Let's see what are certain general characteristics of growth, physical growth during this pre-toddler phase. According to Harlock, 1982, growth in early childhood is less spectacular in rate but more refined in quality. The child adds about 5 to 6 centimeter in height and 2 to 3 kg in weight every year. By age 6, the average child measures around 115 centimeter tall and weighs about 18 to 20 kg as per the WHO 2020. The trunk elongates, legs grow faster and the face lengthens, making the child look less babyish. This stage brings stability in growth and mastery of movement, a perfect balance between body structure and function. Changes in body proportion. During early childhood, that is 2 to 6 years, head growth slows, while the arms and legs lengthen quickly. the abdomen flattens and posture becomes upright due to stronger back muscles. The child's center of gravity shifts downward, improving balance. These proportional changes are essential because they prepare the body for complex physical skills like jumping, skipping, and climbing. These are very important in school activities. Children's physical appearance between 2 to 6 years becomes more similar to that of an adult, reflecting steady skeletal maturation. Now we will see skeletal and muscular development. Skeletal system. Bones harden through ossification, converting soft cartilage into bone tissues. The number of bones decreases slightly as some of them they fuse, especially in hands and feet. The spinal column strengthens, supporting proper posture. Muscular system. Muscles increase in size and efficiency. Neck, trunk and limb muscles enables running, jumping and throwing. Fine muscles in the hands and fingers allow grasping and manipulation, and these are very important key for drawing and writing. Teachers should remember strong muscle tone supports classroom behaviors like sitting upright and handling the writing tools, pencils, pen and other crayons. Brain and nervous system development. Brain development during early childhood is extraordinary, even though size increases slowly. By age 5, brain reaches 90% of its adult weight. Burke, 2018. Myelination continues, speeding up nerve transmission. The corpus callosum, connecting the brain's hemispheres, grows rapidly, improving coordination between both sides of the body. This is also when hand preference, right or left, becomes established. Papalia and Martorell, 2021, emphasize that the child's neural organization during these years supports language, their imagination and purposeful movement of the body parts. Motor development. Physical growth translates into visible motor achievements. Let's now see both the categories. Gross motor skills. These involve large muscle groups and whole body movements like running, jumping, climbing, balancing, hopping on one foot. These are gross motor skills. By age 5 to 6, children can skip rhythmically and catch large balls. Now we will see fine motor skills. These involve small and precise movements like using crayons, threading the beads, buttoning clothes and using spoons. Writing and drawing, they become more controlled as finger dexterity improves. Let's now see through this table. I will explain it. Age, typical gross motor skills and typical fine motor skills. 2 to 3 years child, gross motor skill is running, climbing and he can kick ball. Fine motor skill involves turning the pages of a book or notebook, stacks the blocks. 3 to 4 years, jumps, pedals the tricycle. And fine motor skill involves draws circles, buttons clothes, and these are very important milestones also, buttoning the clothes. 4 to 5 years, typical gross motor skill is skips, balance on one foot. Fine motor skill is writes simple letters. 5 to 6 years child, gross motor skill throws ball overhand, and fine motor skill involves ties shoelaces and uses scissors. Encouraging active play and creative art helps integrate both types of motor control. What are they? gross motor skill and the fine motor. Growth during middle childhood. We have seen infancy, we have seen early childhood, now we will see middle childhood from 6 to 12 years. We now move into the stage called middle childhood, roughly from 6 to 12 years of age, the school years. If infancy was the stage of miracles and early childhood was the stage of mastering movement, then middle childhood is the stage of stability and refinement. Once again, for your revision and for the importance of the stage, infancy we are saying it is miracle, and early childhood is mastering the movements, and now the middle childhood is the stage of stability and refinement. Children's bodies grow more proportionately. Their strength increases and they gain better control, endurance and coordination. This is the stage when children become confident about their bodies. They can run, jump, play games and participate in structured physical activities like sports or dance. It's also a time when health and nutrition begin to play a more long-term role in growth outcomes. Now we will see general characteristics of physical growth. Physical growth during middle childhood is slow, steady and balanced. According to Hurlock, 1982, the child grows above 5 to 6 centimeter in height per year and gains approximately 2 to 3 kilograms in weight annually. By the age of 12, an average child is about 145 to 150 centimeter tall and weighs 35 to 40 kg, though this varies widely due to heredity and nutrition. This steady pace ensures that the body's internal systems, skeletal, muscular and neural, can coordinate harmoniously for physical and mental tasks. Burke 2018 refers to this period as the calm before the storm, as it precedes the rapid hormonal changes of adolescence. Changes in body proportion. During these years, the torso lengthens, giving the child a taller, slimmer look. The arms and legs grows proportionately longer. The body fat now decreases in boys but remains steady in girls to prepare for puberty. The muscle fat ratio increases, reflecting strength and agility. These changes make children more capable of performing sustained physical activity, and we are talking about physical development, physical growth and development. Skeletal and dental development. Skeletal growth. Bone ossification continues, though still incomplete. The skeletal frame strengthens, enabling better posture and physical endurance. Spine, arms and legs lengthen noticeably. What are the dental changes that occur during this stage? Primary, we know them as milk teeth, begin to fall out around age 6, replaced by permanent teeth. By age 12, most children have their full set of permanent teeth, except the wisdom teeth. Dental health now becomes an important part of physical care and nutrition. Now we will see the muscular development and physical strength. The muscular system develops rapidly, giving children improved strength and stamina. Large muscles of the arms, legs and trunk, they grow stronger, allowing for complex movements such as running long distances and the skills like swimming, jumping. Fine muscles in hands and fingers continue to refine. Children can now tie shoelaces, write neatly and use tools with precision. Regular play sports, and yoga are vital during this stage to strengthen muscles, build flexibility, and promote healthy posture. Now let's see what is about brain and nervous system during this stage. Brain growth slows down in terms of size. It was very proportionately very high during infancy, but functional maturity increases significantly. Myelination continues in brain regions responsible for coordination, balance, and attention. The cerebellum and prefrontal cortex show rapid functional development, improving motor control and self-regulation. Children can focus, plan, and sustain attention for longer periods, essential for formal schooling. Papalia and Martorell note that neurological maturity during middle childhood is reflected in greater precision of movement and better integration of body systems. Let's now see motor development through a table. Physical stability allows refinement of both gross and fine motor abilities. We will see the age range, gross motor skills and fine motor skills during these years. 6 to 8 years. They ride bicycle, jumps the rope, improves running form. Fine motor skills involve writes clearly and cuts with scissors. 8 to 10 years old child plays organized games, football, cricket, and their eye-hand coordination is now improved. Fine motor skills during 8 to 10 years involves drawing, crafting, and using tools. 10 to 12 years age range, gross motor skills involves strength, speed, balance is at its peak. Fine motor skills involves detailed handwriting and playing the musical instruments. Boys often show greater strength and endurance, while girls may develop better balance and flexibility, though both benefit equally from diverse physical activity. Now let's see growth, that is physical growth during adolescence, 12 to 18 years. We have now arrived at the stage that many developmental psychologists call the period of storm and stress, that is adolescence. Adolescence begins from around 12 or 13 years and it extends up to 18 years, though the boundaries may vary slightly across cultures and individuals. It is a stage of transition physically, emotionally, and socially, where the child's body begins to take on adult form and capabilities. In this lecture segment, we will focus on the physical growth aspect, the rapid height and weight changes, hormonal influences, and sexual maturation, and the important educational implications of these changes. Let's see concept of adolescence and its phases. The word adolescence comes from the Latin word adolescere, meaning to grow up. It is not a single moment but a gradual process marked by puberty, the biological onset of sexual maturity. Researchers like Jean Piaget and Erik Erikson recognized adolescence as the bridge between childhood dependence and adult responsibility. From a physical perspective, this period is second only to infancy in terms of growth speed. According to Hurlock 1982, adolescence is a period of rapid physical, emotional, and social growth where the individual is neither a child nor an adult, but in transition to becoming both. Adolescence is usually divided into two phases. First is early adolescence. It ranges from 12 to 15 years. Rapid growth and puberty begin. Late adolescence, 16 to 18 years. Physical growth stabilizes and maturity is reached. Let's see what is this growth spurt. Growth spurt as we talk in adolescence. After the steady pace of middle childhood, as we discussed it, growth suddenly accelerates during adolescence, and this is the sudden acceleration of growth is known as the adolescent growth spurt. Average patterns according to WHO Tanner 1962, we can see the patterns through a table. Thus, within 3 to 4 years, the adolescent may achieve up to 20% of their height, of their adult height, and 50% of adult weight. What are the features? And they vary in girls and boys. Gender differences are there. Feature is onset of growth spurt. In girls it is early, 10 to 12 years, whereas in boys it is 12 to 14 years. Peak height velocity, girls 12 years and boys in during 14 years. Average total height gain 20 to 25 centimeter, whereas in boys it is 25 to 30 centimeter. Weight gain during spurt 7 to 10 kg per year, whereas in boys it is 8 to 12 kg per year. Thus, within 3 to 4 years, the adolescent may achieve up to 20% of their adult height and 50% of adult weight. Girls generally mature earlier, but boys surpass them in height and muscle mass by late adolescence. Body proportion and composition. Adolescence brings dramatic changes in body shape and composition. Boys, shoulders broaden, muscles thicken, body fat decreases. In girls, hips widen, breasts develop, and subcutaneous fat increases, and it is necessary for reproduction. Both sexes experience growth of limbs, making them appear lanky. Before proportions they stabilize. The heart and lungs enlarge, improving physical endurance. Berg 2018 points out that these physical transformations contribute to new body awareness, often linked to self-esteem and social confidence. Now let's see puberty and sexual maturation. The hallmark of adolescence is puberty, the process by which the body becomes capable of reproduction. What are the hormonal or endocrine changes? The pituitary gland triggers hormones, growth hormone, LH, FSH, that stimulates the gonads. In boys, testes release testosterone, leading to sperm production, voice change, and muscle growth. In girls, ovaries secrete estrogen and progesterone, leading to ovulation, breast development, and menstruation. Primary sexual characteristics. These refer to organs directly involved in reproduction. In males, growth of testes, penis, and production of sperm. In females, maturation of ovaries, uterus, and onset of menstruation cycle, and it is known as menarche. Secondary sexual characteristics are, these are external features that signal sexual maturity. Males, facial and chest hair, deepened voice, Adam's apple. In females, breast development, rounded hips, and body hair. The timing of puberty varies. It may occur earlier or later based on the genes, nutrition, climate, and health. Early or late maturation can influence adolescents' confidence and peer relations, something teachers should recognize sensitively. Now we will see neurological and brain growth. Brain development continues well into the late teens. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision making and impulse control, matures last, around 18 to 20 years. The limbic system, which controls emotions, matures earlier, explaining adolescents' emotional intensity. Neural connectivity improves through synaptic pruning and myelination, enhancing cognitive efficiency. Papalia and Martorell note, adolescent brain growth refines not only reasoning but also social and emotional understanding. Thus, physical maturity may precede emotional and cognitive maturity, which explains much adolescent risk taking and experimentation. Now we will see sensory, muscular and motor development during adolescence. Vision and hearing reach adult levels. Muscle mass peaks, particularly in boys, increasing strength and coordination. Fine motor control supports precise actions, drawing, typing, instrument playing. Gross motor abilities, jumping, running, throwing reach optimal levels, making adolescence the golden age for sports training. Schools should therefore channel this energy into structured physical education and competitive but inclusive sports. We can conclude this lecture, that is physical development from infancy to adolescence. We can say it is a continuous dynamic process shaped by biological, environmental and experiential factors. Infancy shows the fastest growth, where rapid changes in height, weight, brain development and motor skills lay the foundation for later abilities. Early childhood brings steadier growth with improved coordination, fine motor control and increasing independence. Middle childhood is marked by balanced growth, stronger muscles, refined motor skills, greater physical competence. Adolescence then introduces the dramatic growth spurt, puberty and the emergence of adult body proportions. Across all stages, supportive caregiving, very important for parents, teachers as well as school. Supportive caregiving, proper nutrition and enriched experiences play a vital role in ensuring healthy physical development of the child from infancy to adolescence. Finally, there are certain references. You can go to these references for details. Thank you. Happy learning.